Welcome again, guys. Let's with the continuation of the last video we made about EC2. So what we are going to be doing now is we're going to teach you how to actually create an EC2 instance and record some and host some basic Apache web page on it. And yeah, so let's start. The first thing we are going to do is we are going to go to EC2. For those who are new to the to the console, we're going to go to EC2. When you click on EC2, you see that I have 0 instances running. So if I have 0 instances running, I want to create an instance. Let me just say instances. If you click on instances, you see I don't have any. So if I click on launch instance, it's going to prompt me for a name. Let's just say test. Let's just give a name like test server. Call it test server. Test server. And so when you are launching EC2, you have to choose. You can choose from an image you already on. We're going to use a base image from AWS Linux AMI. So let's just leave it as AWS default image. And for the image, we can choose from so many AMIs, Linux AMIs. They each have different softwares running on it. So based on what you need, you can choose from any of these AMIs, these AWS Linux AMIs. So we are going to just leave everything as default and check the instance type. Of course, T2 is very cheap. It's the smallest, it's one of the smallest instances. So it's a free tier. If you choose anything above this, don't allow it running for a long time, guys, because they will charge you money. So we'll do that, and then we are gonna use a key pair, just in case. I already created this key pair, but in case if you don't know how to create a key pair, you can just simply go here, create new key pair. You go to, let's just do it for the sake of everyone. You just go here, you just do key pair name, you give a key pair name, leave everything, it should be RSA, and then .pem or PPK. If you are using Party to log in, it should be PPK, but I'm going to leave it as .pem. But now, and when you do that, just create, and then it downloads it automatically if you're using Windows. But I'm not creating it now because I already have a key pair. So I won't be creating any key pair. So, but I will select an existing key pair, right? I have an existing key pair. For those who don't have a VPC, I have a VPC for myself. I can edit network and choose my own VPC, but I don't want to, right? Since for the benefit of everyone, let's leave it as a default network. But remember, a default VPC is going to have traffic open to the public. So it's going to be running with public subnets only. So you can choose from any of these. These are all public subnet, and it's going to allow traffic to the public. So just making you to be aware of that, because it can be something you didn't want to do. But so, and then if you are launching an instance, like I said, security group, if you intend to SSH remotely to it, you need port 22 to be open. If it's not, it will be getting a failure. So for now, I already have security groups I created, but if for the benefit of everyone, let's leave it at, let's create a security group. Let's just take the name as, test SG and give the same name to the description. Same name to the description. Yep. And doing this for the benefit of everybody because I already had one. So if you check this, SSH is open, which is what I need. But I also need another rule to be open, inbound rule. So I'm gonna for now I'm just gonna let me just leave it at all traffic. I'll do all traffic, which is a bad practice. Don't do that, guys. I needed HTTP because it has a web page running on it. So, and if you go to advanced settings, you see if you need an IAM rule. So for example, if this EC2 instance was going to communicate with S3, you will need an IAM rule that gives EC2 access to S3. We're going to show you in the next video too also how to create an IAM rule. So every other thing here, we leave it as default, but we'll talk about the other things later. Then you click on launch. So it says security group test exists for VPC. So there's a VPC that already has that security group. So for that reason, what I would do is, in my case, I will just use I will use my own VPC. Use my own VPC in this case, leave it in the public subnet, select the subnet as public. And for existing security group, I will use this one, web servers. It has all the traffic I need, all the rules I need in there, and leave everything as default. And now we need a user data. There's a user data here that will create. This user data will install Apache. You will install Apache and start Apache. Okay, Apache is a web server. Yeah, so we need that. And so we go ahead and launch the instance, guys. The instance is launching. Because of the user data we put in there, it will create Apache default web page. So it will take a few minutes to launch. We'll post the recording while it's launching.